Like a stand or anything?
No,
Uh,
the last one I had for my my ring light, that one broke.
mm,
So the because the way how it was set up, you would hello out there.
hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the the mouse when I was pressing it open, I must have pressed it open way too hard, and it just snapped.
Oh, damn. Yeah, like those things are just so finicky because
Hmm.
they make it so it's hard to like pry open. And so you're like pulling really hard, but it's like made so flimsy at the
Yeah,
same
yeah, yes, and I know I know we're trying to get started and everything else, but y'all bear with us. This is have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
To say the least. It's been a nightmare. So, um, as I was telling L, like my computer has been kicking my patootie, and I normally use a ring light when my laptop doesn't work out to hold my phone. But with the two jaws that came with my ring light, when I was trying to pry it open one day to kind of set my phone in, not knowing how strong my fingers were, I broke it. So I gotta pretty much hold it up with my hand. I don't have like a table phone stand, which might be another thing I might have to invest in. I know I was gonna say too, like I'm loving her
Could do
shirt.
the hair flip.
Loving
I can never. I don't have the bob for it, but just put
it.
some
Yeah.
more hair in front and just. Thank
Yes,
you,
snap,
thank you.
snap, snap.
Yeah, I wore this to work earlier, but I had it like a tie. I was like, I didn't really like it as a tie because it was way too long. So I was like, let me have it as a
Mhm.
bow and put it to the side and look all artistic, avant garde.
I
Hey,
love it.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey,
Yes.
ah,
Yeah, he literally
yeah,
went Kaioken with the with the phone holder.
yeah, yes, literally, literally. Yes, times five on accident on the phone holder. And even then, I sat there and I looked at the two pieces literally in my hand. I'm like, are we really doing this right now? Like, we're really doing this right now. So I'm like, you know
Mhm.
what? Whatever.
Yeah, but like I don't know about y'all, but I feel like just these past couple of weeks have just been so weird. Like
Mm.
just it's not even like it's been bad and like it's just been weird. like, it's like like I honestly googled if Mercury was in retrograde because of just I'm like what is happening? like,
Yeah.
like, I don't even like really believe in the Mercury's retrograde crap even though things tend to happen, but I was like something's going on. This is just so weird.
Mm.
But
I,
before I continue, what isn't weird is us, the Melanated Council. Um, we usually stream. Well, we do stream every other Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Pacific time. Oops, that is not wise. 9 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. No, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific time, even including on daylight savings. You're looking like a fashionista. I was like, yes, thank. Yeah, I mean, funny enough, like at work, I caught like the weirdest L today, and that it was like an L that wasn't like it was literally like a task failed successfully sort of thing. Because, like,
Mhm.
long story short, I set up something um technically incorrectly, but it turned out to be the correct way in the end. So I was like, "Oh, okay." this was this was a fun time. Like, I mean, I did learn a lot, so that's good. I think some other people on my team learned a lot too. Like we found some stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is new." But it was just like really funny how I was like, "Oh, okay." So we just went right back to what I did. So, and I was
Nothing
like,
ever happened.
yeah. And that's like another thing where like just weird things just seem to just be happening. Like I don't even know how to explain it. It's just I don't know. It's just been weird lately. Mm. But yeah, I guess yeah, girls right. Life just be lifing.
No, that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
That that's a fair statement because even at the school, the last pass,
No, yeah. Fall upwards. Yeah. I guess technically.
yeah, like last 3 weeks of school have been just been like you said, El. It's been super weird. And even then, like today, normally when we have Monday off, and we normally work on Mondays, which was fine. And
Mm-hmm.
so we come Tuesday, and it's like it doesn't even feel like it's Tuesday. And if anything could have gone wrong, today would have been the perfect day for all of that to happen. And it was just I couldn't even begin to tell you. I'm like, we really can't be doing this. So I'm like talking to one of my coworkers. I need spring break to hurry up and come quickly. I need March 21st to hurry up because I can't. Like, I am trying to hold on until the 21st of March, but as of right now, I'm hanging on literally by a thread.
Mm.
And she looked at me and she was like, "You know what, Marzette? Yeah, I hear you because I'm with you. I am so with you. It's just been nuts. It's been nuts."
Yeah. It's it has been. Also, I forgot to press that y'all know to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share. You know,
Hmm.
hug each other.
Yes.
So yeah. Um. So as y'all know, that tonight's episode, yeah, it we couldn't not talk about the recent passing of Akira Toriyama. As massive anime fans, all of us here at TMC, like not speaking of him would have just been like an injustice on our part because so he passed away March 1st, but they didn't release the announcement until March 8th their time, which was like 10 p.m. March 7th for us in the US and it's East Coast. So like it was, just late ish, but it was also just like really shocking news
Mhm.
because like it's one of the few deaths that just really hit me because, like, granted, I wasn't like the biggest Dragon Ball Z fan on the planet, but you know, I enjoyed playing the games. I watched the series. Um, my older brother Max was like super into DBZ. I remember he even pressured me to buy the Dragon Ball Z cards. This was like something I mentioned on an episode of my podcast. And it's just like, like what seeing like Naruto, him wearing the orange and the blue is, a tribute to uh Goku's um Goku's outfit, the orange and the blue. Usually if you see any like action anime, shonen anime, and the character is wearing orange or has like spiky hair or like like has like a bunch of friends, yeah, like that's like I don't know like a single genre Akira Toriyama's influence just hasn't touched. Like I can't really think about it. He's he's done video games, he's done anime, like people have based a lot of their influence on like TV shows like the Powerpuff Girls and like, you know, just like random cartoons. I think what's his Gumball, The Amazing World of Gumball. Like I saw like a picture of him like turning Super Saiyan or something. It's like he's just like like Toriyama's just like touched everyone. Like I don't think there's a single person who just hasn't heard of Dragon Ball Z. Like it's a like a household name, and it's like it's influenced and inspired so many other manga creators, anime creators, cartoon creators, cartoonists. Like, yeah, Dragon
Mm-mm.
Ball was the first manga volume I ever read. Wow, damn, that's a good. I don't even know what the first manga volume I ever read was, but yeah, no, like it's legitimately sad. Like it's
Mhm.
like I started like like tearing up thinking about it because it's just like he's touched, like he's influenced everyone. Like if you go to the gym, everybody's like, especially like you know like every black guy, like every or black person, black women too.
Mhm.
I see at the gym like you'll see them wearing like a Dragon Ball Z shirt or an anime that was inspired by Dragon Ball Z. Like One Piece, of course. Same
Oh
thing with
man,
like, yeah,
I said, oh man,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, like One Piece, Naruto. I've mentioned. I'm trying to think like, oh, One Punch Man.
Okay.
Yeah, just I'm sure of like the whole like he's influenced and inspired so many people to like work out like crazy, try to be like the best that they can possibly be. I'm trying to think what the first. I think Sailor Moon was the first anime I've ever seen, but like Dragon Ball Z was definitely one of the first I've seen too. Probably the second because of Toonami. You come
Mm.
home and you watch that Toonami block after school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Goku will definitely live on for sure.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah, Toby's name is funny. F around and find out next time on Dragon Ball T.
Yep. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. You know, when you were talking, I was thinking about how
Yes.
I was cool when I was like in grade school, and when my step grandmother, she would come pick me brother, my stepsister up, and my cousins to go to school, and I knew that if we turned to Fox 17, which is here in Grand Rapids, so we turn to Fox and we catch like the early runnings of the anime shows like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z. We would catch those before we go to school, and depending upon
Yeah.
how far the show we got into, that's when we know we should start looking out for her. And so we will watch Dragon Ball Z before we go to school. And then by the time we came home from school, that's when Toonami was coming on. And so we'll catch whatever episode that we missed. We'll catch it later on that afternoon. So it was just like one of those things like, okay, like gotta stay on it only to come to back to school. Like, okay, what was the name of the move that Vegeta did? Was it called Final Blast or was it called Final Flash? I'm like, uh, I don't know. Come on, you have to know. You have to know. Did you episode? Yeah, this episode. You know, I don't know what it was called. Final Blast, Final Flash. Like, I don't know. All I know was this. It was just, it was dope. So yeah. Oh, you're no help. You're no help. Well, fine it. Don't ask me.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's like dating as a anime and video game nerd. Like,
Mm,
oh, you like anime? Quick, tell me your three favorite anime. I just picked three random because I know it's not going to go into any depth. So
mm.
he's like, "Oh, damn, you really are about that life." I'm like, okay.
You know what? You just out of kicks and giggles, just throw in Robotech just for kicks and giggles. And people are like, what's that? Like, you're not a real anime fan. Be going peasant.
What do you say, Robo Cat?
Robotech. Robotech.
Yeah, I guess I'm
No, again, just use that one for kicks and giggles. And
right.
people's minds are like, what's Robotech? Mm, but you like anime.
Interesting.
It's pretty much
Mm.
up there with Dragon Ball, with what's another old school what Gigantor?
Mm.
I would probably say Sailor Moon, like up there. We're talking about like probably like early. I want to say like maybe early '70s. Metabots, yeah. Watch that on Saturdays.
I know about
Yes,
Metabots. I've definitely heard that. Speed Racer.
yes. Speed Racer, that's another one. Classic.
I've heard of Saint Seiya. Can't remember.
Yep.
Oh, right. Knights of the Zodiac. Yeah. I was like, where have I heard that before? Ooh, yeah. But man, no, like like Akira Toriyama was definitely something I wish wasn't a canon event in my life dying, you know?
Mm.
Mhm.
Like that's yeah, I was like legit sad for days. Like I'm just now starting to like I don't know. Go back to my dad's childhood, teenhood.
Man, I'm telling you, like, even then, like, even before I got introduced to Cartoon Network and I got introduced to um the Fox, when my grandma, when she had cable, we were able to get the Sci-Fi Channel, and uh, Gigantor was one of the very first anime shows I've watched and actually thoroughly enjoyed. I'm like, I like this one. It was the theme song was unique. The characters was at the time was kind of like fresh. I know, man. And
Yeah.
even then, I think with that one, remember watching the original Astro Boy that came right after that one, or it was right before that one. And so that was pretty much like my introduction into the anime world was literally Gigantor on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah, 68.
Mm,
He was born in 55. Like,
that's wild. That's wild.
he's just touched so many lives. Like, I think there was like a parade somewhere in Latin America, and there was like a bunch of people dressed up in like, Vegeta's or like the Saiyan outfit, like from
Hmm.
like the Raditz saga.
Mm,
Um, and yeah, you're on about no cable, so a lot of anime I watch were in Spanish.
mm.
Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Ready for it. Like,
Okay.
I don't know if Dragon Ball like premiered in the US before Dragon Ball Z and like somewhere, because I think it was Dragon Ball Z, then they eventually went back to Dragon Ball. But I believe in like Latin America and stuff, they had Dragon Ball first. I could be wrong though, but I think they did. And also, like, I have heard that, like, like in Latin America, like they've had like a lot of like anime shows. Cause when I went to Japan, like I won this bag of like cheese puffs, but like it was just one long cheese puff, and it was individually wrapped. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'll take this back for like some of my coworkers who I couldn't really get like gifts for.
Mhm.
So I brought it back and it had it's like that blue cat. I think the cat's name's like Doraemon, and it had like like it's a famous character. So okay, so they had it on Telemundo like Dragon Ball, but yeah, so they had like Doraemon on it, and I remember one of my coworkers who I think she was Colombian. She she remembered, like she knew who this character was, like she's seen this character before. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. And like, I mean, granted, I shouldn't be one to judge, but she did not seem like someone who like watched, like anime. Like it was probably like,
Mm.
back when she was living in Colombia. I think it was Colombia, somewhere in Latin America. She was probably just like flipping through the channels as a kid and came across like this cartoon cat. Okay, let's see if I can find a picture of Doraemon. Um, and send it to y'all. Oh, here's the
Mm.
Wikipedia page. Like we've definitely seen Doraemon. Yeah. Dragon Ball Z was on Telemundo, but Dragon Ball in English was on UPN 30. Oh, I didn't know that. Like,
Yeah, that sounds
okay.
about right. That channel does sound familiar, Gil. Very familiar.
Yeah. It may not have been called 33, but it was probably like UPN because it eventually
Hmm.
became the CW, I think.
Yeah,
Was it WGN that became the C? I think it was UPN that became the CW.
because it was also at one point in time ABC Family.
Mm, did the CW
Um,
become? No, I think the CW and ABC Family were two different channels.
That
Or
was
did like
WB.
what? WB became ABC Family?
No, CW.
Oh,
yep.
yeah, because it was like CWWB, I think, for a bit, for a second.
Or something. I'll cross check that. Yeah,
Honestly, I think the biggest anime is Sailor Moon.
because they acquired Warner Brothers and um CW, or it was like the same group. Excuse me. Warner Brothers Discovery. Yeah, it was the successor to WB and UPN. I don't even know what UPN is. That's before my time.
That's sad. It wasn't. You were there. You were
Yeah.
just you may have been
What?
like UPN lasted for a while though. Like it lasted up until I was probably like in middle school, maybe high school. I don't know.
UPN.
UPN lasted for a little while. You were probably like a kid though, Toby, but I think I was probably like middle school before it became the CW. So you said WB
Interesting.
became CW? Really?
Because I remember WB Kids, and like WB was a huge thing when I was growing up, like elementary school. I would always watch WB. I wonder if that's where like Shaolin Showdown and all of those shows were. If that's the case, that was definitely elementary school for me. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
and
Shaolin
that
showed.
means so I'm not sure when UPN was active, but at least when I was watching, maybe they were concurrent. Like maybe UPN was existing alongside WB. Um,
So Rocky, by biggest anime, do you mean like most popular or like most episodes?
Oh, there's one right here.
Yeah, UPN did have a lot. Like it always annoyed me when like Family Guy would make fun of it. Like I remember there was an episode when he was walking past like different networks and like each of them had like a little TV screen of like things that were on. And then for UPN it was like a plant, just like a potted plant was in its space. It was something like that, but I think UPN had like a lot of like black sitcoms that had like One on One and Sister Sister and like the Parkers and things like that. Yeah, I liked
hmm.
UPN.
I do remember watching Sister Sister on some channel, but I don't remember. Like I definitely didn't know about the Parkers or the One on One. I think I heard of One on One later, but I missed like a lot of those sitcoms. So I think even in terms of the networks, unless it was like Nick at Night, which was obviously at that point reruns. Um, I don't really remember where a lot of that stuff debuted, but that is interesting.
Yes, Girlfriends. Thank you. No, I know I'm forgetting some. I think the Fresh Prince was probably on UPN.
Mm. I remember watching that on Nick at Night a lot. That was fun.
Yeah, I got onto Nick at Night. Like when I was watching Nick at Night, it'll be like some old shows.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
Cosby Show was there. Family Matters was there.
Right?
Um,
Yeah, like different
they later,
strokes.
my wife and kids was a little bit later. Um, like probably when I was in high school or middle school.
Yeah, like I used to really love the Fresh Prince. I still do. It's a great show. I just don't know where to watch it. But I used to have Dish Network back when I lived with my parents growing up, and it would have it would like pretend it has a lot of channels, but it doesn't. It's just like, oh, this is like WB East and WB West. So you just watch
Yeah.
the same thing like 3 hours later. So I would watch like Fresh Prince on like UPN East or whatever, then watch it again on like UPN West because it would like play it for like 2 hours or 3 hours or something. And then I would I watch it again, but then I'd watch it like on BET because it was on BET, I think, at some point. So I would just keep watching like the same episodes, but it was so good. Like most commercials. Than the Pokemon movies. I mean, millennials just like love nostalgia, so I can understand Pokemon Go. I know Pokemon Go is still popular. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, but sadly, it definitely wasn't as popular as when it first came out.
This is true. This is
Yeah, I think
because
W was that wrong?
I was saying because I know me and my family we we still play Pokemon Go, and even then, um, my son, oldest son, he got his phone fixed, so now he's actually able to share his trainer ID, so we can get his friend code, so he can start getting like gifts from me, mom, and his sister. And whenever the weather is nice, we'll probably just all like link up together and just do some random stuff.
Hmm. Pokemon Go to the polls.
Mhm.
10.
Um,
Never forget.
yeah, but we should have been going to the polls, though. I'm not even. Yeah, sorry. Like thinking back, I'm like, yeah, we really just lived through a Trump presidency, and who knows what will happen later on this year. Anyway, I mean, that's something I wish wasn't a canon event in my life. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I,
Oh
I
my
remember
goodness.
I never met him, but I met him like on Tinder, this guy, when I was visiting, when I went to Japan. And, you know, I think it was probably like my last day or whatever. And I was like flirting with him, saying, like, hey, if you ever like in America, hit me up. He's like, I don't know, maybe not right now with like the pretty much like the political climate, like who's your president right now and blah blah blah. I was just like, wow, he really just like Trump really just cock blocked an entire country. Like that's pretty impressive. It's true. It's true. That's what Pokemon Go was really doing. And it was like so much fun. It was so addicting.
Hmm.
Like, I remember there was like a Pokestop that was kind of easy for me to like drive around and make a loop. So on like days when I didn't like leave my house, I was like, okay, but I gotta keep up the streak. So let me just like
Yes.
go and just get this Pokestop and like catch a Pokemon and just keep up my streak and go home. But for real, it really helped people go outside though. Now that I think about it, that was pretty ingenious.
Hmm.
It actually helped me. It actually helped inspire me for like my app idea. Funny enough, like it really did. Leads to a battle
Right.
between Pokemon trainers.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I mean like you're going outside, you're meeting people. Like some people met like their spouses. You know, Pokemon Go. But Pokemon Go had such a terrible like system of communicating with people. Cause like if there was like a big boss battle, it's like how you supposed to know? Like, you just have to go out there and be lucky and meet people, and then they're like, "Oh, you want to join the Discord?" It's like, "Oh snap, there's a Discord."
Right.
But yeah.
Well, I know for my area, they have this thing called campfire or campsite. No, it's campfire. It's called campfire. And
Mm-hmm.
so basically, like if people within the area, if they want to meet up and let's meet up and do a raid battle. They'll already have it scheduled when to meet up, what time to meet up, and the location we're gonna meet up, and it's pretty much done in real time. And not only that, but they also have like all the Pokestops in the area, all of the Pokemon that's pretty much like out there that are popular to catch at that point in time. They'll have that posted up out there as well. So I know when it first came out, that was not a thing, but recently, over the last past couple of years, they've probably went back and added that feature on there because now it's drawing a bigger crowd, especially here in my city. It's drawing out a very big crowd.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, that's what's up.
Definitely did inspire bonding, that's for sure. I never played it, mostly because I just wouldn't have had the power on my phone. Always was
Mm.
struggling, and I just timing wise, I think I also was just. It was around 2016 when it came out, and I was like a pretty crazy year. Graduating college, going to grad school, doing a lot of summer stuff. I know a lot of people who played it like a lot, but just wasn't in the cards for me. No pun intended.
Oh, okay.
Mish.
And then do the
Hold on,
heart.
wait.
Dude,
Mm,
can't even.
I
Get
think I got
really,
it.
really close to the
No,
screen. I don't know.
no, I got delay.
Struggle
I
session.
got the delay.
Oh no. Really doing
I,
this? Did we do
it's
it?
a
I think we did.
delay.
Get you. There we go. We did it. Yay
We
We
did it,
got
me.
it.
Joe.
Oh, my Dragon Ball hated these at the end of this.
Didn't understand. I love Dragon. And
Yeah.
interesting. I never watched any of the Dragon Ball stuff, but I know people have their opinions about the original versus Z, which I thought Z was always the most beloved, and then people weren't always a big fan of everything that came after. But
I guess like Dragon Ball. I haven't like really like watched it, but I believe it was more so like based on adventure, because that's when you were like really
mm,
trying to find the Dragon Balls, and like
Mm,
the I guess like the people who you would come across, would be very strong people. So that's why they would have to um train and everything. I guess sort of like One Piece, because like people who are out here searching for the One Piece got to be like really tough.
mhm.
mm.
But there are just people who just live in their towns and work and go about their day. At least who won't meet up in the next city over. I mean, I would just see it as an excuse to travel, honestly. Like traveling's more
Mhm.
fun when like you're there's some fun involved. But Tingo,
Yeah, that's an
okay.
interesting conversation in itself about the what counts as long distance or like long in terms of meeting up an hour away. Some people say it has to be at least like 2 hours. Some people say even like 45 minutes. Going 45 minutes to a place is like too far to be considered short distance. But anyways,
Yo, dude, like, I mean, like I guess like where you live, Toby, like it might like you might definitely feel this, but like living in South Florida, especially because it's just gotten like so populated. Um, and also like I think snowbirds, the northerners are still in town,
Mm,
and like people are going back into the office. Like traffic is just dummy thick. Like it's just stupid. It's just stupid.
mm,
Like today, like it's like I always try to like leave for work a little bit late just to miss traffic and then, leave early to miss traffic again. And today I had to leave a little bit late just to like wrap up some things. And I go see my therapist and I told him I'm going to be like 10 minutes late. And then I hit traffic just trying to get out of the city that I work in, and like where I work is literally right next to the highway.
mm,
It's like and like it's just I'm just bumping up against people light after light, and it's like but it's literally like two lights, but the line, because everybody else is trying to leave, it's just insane. And I'm like, I don't understand how people do this every day. It's like where did all these people come from? Like who thought that making work 9 to 5 or like 8 to 6 or whatever, like between the hours of 8 to 6 everywhere for everything was a smart idea? Who thought that? Like who is behind this?
who created business hours, and
Right.
where can we find them?
Yeah. So like 45, like I am technically 45 minutes away from Miami with no traffic. I can get to downtown to Miami Beach in 45 minutes. Or maybe
Hmm.
downtown Miami rather, with no traffic. But like with traffic, it's an hour and a half easy.
Mm.
So
Yeah, that's not fun.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna date somebody 45 minutes away because that can easily turn to an hour and a half. I'd rather just fly, go somewhere out of state, and date somebody out
Mm,
of state than date somebody in Miami. But I'm in a relationship with a guy who literally lives walking distance from me, so I don't have to
that's
worry.
actually
Yeah.
capitalism shouldn't be a canon. Sorry, I skipped over Rocky's thing right now. I know you guys doing a long distance relationship.
Oh, sorry. Like I thought. Yeah, I know a guy who's doing a long distance relationship from Alaska, where he's there and she's here on Earth.
Mm,
so,
I guess
so
you're still.
yeah, in Southern California, a cute couple. But it sounds rough for sure. Yeah,
Oh, I think I just froze slash.
yeah. Like we could kind of hear you, but yeah, keep. I mean, that's cool. Like I don't know. I'd have to at least be in the same time zone as the person, but like maybe I don't know. Because I remember one time a while ago, I was like, because it was just super hot, and I'm like, I want to find like a mountain bay. I want to find a mountain boyfriend, a mountain man. So if he lives up in the mountains, I could just visit him, do the do what the snowbirds do, but for less money.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like be a snowbird on a budget. And I think it would be fair if he wants to get away from the cold, he could just come down and live with me. That's fair.
hmm hmm
But yeah, I agree with Gil. At least American capitalism, like how this was designed, shouldn't have been a canon event.
Yes.
Um, no, because I haven't really been near the beach. Like I definitely have not been to Miami. Like I am not going there anytime soon. Um, I saw like on a friend's Instagram story, like she lives in like downtown Miami somewhere, like with her, like her um man and baby. Um, like she was trying to like park somewhere, and even though like she works in downtown Miami, like at like a really well-known, renowned hotel, um, they weren't allowing her to park because I guess she gets free parking in Miami, but I guess like not on Miami Beach. Even though I think the hotel is in Miami Beach. I don't know because there's different parts. It's like Miami Beach. There's like Miami. There's Miami Lakes. There's Hialeah. There's Miami Gardens. There's like different little cities inside Miami-Dade. Kind of like, well, Miami-Dade, but it's all kind of Miami, but not at the same time. Um, but yeah, I guess they really weren't playing because she couldn't even like park for free or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what the IG story was saying, but she was essentially saying that they really aren't playing. I ha- I'd assume that they would come, to the county north of Miami-Dade, which is Broward County, and you know, like we have the famous beach, Fort Lauderdale Beach. If you ever heard of Fort Lauderdale or even Hollywood Beach, it's not in California. But we have a Hollywood too,
Mhm.
not as good. Well, granted, I've never been there, but from what I assume, um, it's funny because California does have a Miami as well, but nobody knows about it. So I guess it's a fair trade, and we both have orange
Mhm.
counties. But anyway, um, I don't know. I'd assume that the spring breakers would just go more north to like Hollywood Beach or Fort Lauderdale Beach, but yeah, I was about to go to this coffee shop in like Fort Lauderdale area. Like I know that Gil goes there all the time, but I was like, nope, it's spring break time. Even though it's not that close to the beach, for whatever reason, spring breakers find themselves at this coffee shop, and it is really effing annoying. You'll just see like a bunch of like young kids. I don't know, they rented out some kind of like open Jeep because they think they're gonna like, I don't know, like it's like they're outdoors or something. It's like, no, it's literally the beach and that's it. You're not like it's like we're not like in a real place to be doing this. And then they'd find themselves at this coffee shop and they're like dressed in like their bikini or swimsuit. Like, and I'm like, you can't walk to the beach from here. I mean, like you can, but it's like it wouldn't be easy.
Mhm.
So yeah, no. So like, I guess back to your question, Rocky. No, I haven't really seen a difference, but it's still early in the spring break days, so I'm sure I'm gonna hear about some stories. If I don't, that'll be insane. But there's always stories of. I mean, I don't want this to sound like I'm indifferent because of what I'm about to say is gonna be serious, but like you always hear about like kidnappings or robberies or like sexual assaults or murders or like um yeah, like you hear about all of that just every year. There's always like a big fight that ends up in a shootout. So Like my boyfriend says it hasn't really changed. It's just things are getting like recorded. I'm like, I think it's gotten worse. I don't know if it's because I'm older, but I think it's gotten worse because of social media and people just wanting to go viral or put things on their TikTok and crap like that. So they just do the most outrageous things. But I don't know. I haven't really seen a difference because I've honestly just haven't been out. But I'll definitely keep you posted, Rocky.
Yeah.
Just highlighting the Snow Crow. That's a good name. For tax purposes. Yeah, definitely tax purposes for having the house. Also, I guess I'm sure some of them vote too, which is annoying. Because like you're only here for like 4 or 6 months out of the year, and you're gonna tell us how Florida should be. I really wish wasn't a Canon event. Was Haiti agree to pay
What?
France? Yeah, that's pretty much. I want to say the start of Haiti, but that's yeah, because of course Gail will know this better than I do, but yeah, when Haiti won the war against France and gained their independence, which was the first country, the first island country in the Caribbean to do so. I guess they eventually, yeah, Haiti agreed to pay France reparations, and that's why Haiti is in such disarray and just, yeah, just so poor. Like it's effing, like it's
Yeah.
absolutely like egregious. It's terrible. And I forget which bank it is that is like still around that was kind of like in charge of it. I want to say it was Citibank. I don't know. There's like a famous bank that is kind of in the middle of it.
I was gonna say if it was Citibank,
Yeah, because I don't think it was.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, no, not not Panther Coffee, and not in Miami. No, this was Fort Lauderdale. Is it weird that I heard a panther yowl as I read that? Really? How did you hear a panther yowl? Where'd you hear that? Oh, was it like in your head? Like when like somebody writes a text and you hear it in their voice. You heard Panther Coffee in the Panther's voice. So, Toby, is there anything in history that you wish wasn't a canon event? Oh
I
wait,
think
you
it's new.
Toby, like you're it says that you muted yourself. Yeah, Toby, I think you're on mute.
Oh
Can
no,
anyone hear what's happening?
no.
Okay, I can hear you now. Thank God.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
I unmuted, but it shows me being frozen.
No, you're moving.
You're good.
Okay, I can hear you now. Thank
I unmuted, but it shows me being frozen.
God. Uh, guess
Oh,
he's gonna come back. So I was saying, like, could you imagine Americans paying the Brits basically for freaking? Yeah, we did do that. Oh,
what
okay, that's
Rocky
good.
said. Sheesh.
Yeah, I know. No random models from out of town asking for free podcasts and free photo shoots. Is that something that commonly happens? I can see that. It's like, yeah, I'm in town. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that's why Haiti is where it's at. It was Chase? Oh my gosh. Really? It was Chase? I thought it was...
That's even worse. Oh, that's even worse.
Oh my god. Holy crap, I didn't know that. Oh my god. I knew it started with a C. I don't know where I thought. Oh god. Get out of
Well,
everybody freeze.
I'm gonna circle back to Gil's point because when we went down to the Dominican Republic, of course, on the other side is Haiti. Just talking to a lot of the locals who came from Haiti to make a life in this DR, they're like, yeah, it's a mess, and just how the government doesn't necessarily take care of the people like it should,
Mm-hmm.
you know, necessarily realizing that they agreed to pay France reparations, which is like this kind of butt backwards if you ask me. But then again, just looking over at the grand scheme, it's just terrible. It's very terrible.
Oh my god. Haiti had no choice since America and other nations agreed to ban any trade with Haiti unless Haiti paid France in France's
Mm,
currency, in the franc.
that's that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Sad too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And France never really talks about it or mentions it. I try to
Mm.
like brush it off or, do the whole play the whole political thing. Mm. Okay. Total 12 billion francs or 560. So that's like
Mm.
560 billion like US dollars today. That is insanity. That is absolute insanity. Just like, nope, we're gonna just keep you poor for reasons because we
Right.
can. It does. It does paint us a whole map, but I feel like for whatever reason, people just keep making the same mistakes. And it's more so because, like, we just don't get the right education.
Yeah.
The, the true, we don't get the truth.
Hmm.
Yeah, I heard that they finished paying recently. But, like, now Haiti is, like, even in more disarray, seeming like now, because, like, I believe, like, the gangs took over the island.
Mm.
Because I know that was it in 2022? No, was it 2022 or 2021 when like their president was assassinated? So I remember that, and that was like crazy.
Mm. I remember that. I remember hearing about that one.
Yeah,
Like that's wild.
Yeah, no, Haiti's going through some stuff. Going through some
Mhm.
serious. The U.S. Marines are in Haiti now.
Oh, really?
How is that? Like, because if America prevented Haiti, you know, from from participating in trade, and now we have to still rely on the U.S. for things, like it's weird. Oh, oh, so they arrived recently. At least the news came that they arrived recently. Okay, I think it was 2021 when the president was assassinated. Yeah, this is freaking crazy. Like, yeah, and it's like I know that Jamaica is going through like some. I think it's going through like some political turmoil or like I know like shit's getting like I think it'll start to get bad in Jamaica if it hasn't already. But I know that like Haiti, like it's just really frustrating and sad that these amazing people, these amazing islands could do so much better if it wasn't just for like corruption and if they just had more money. Like that's it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like, granted, yeah, I know you could say that for like any country, but like, it's just, I don't know. Like, when I went to Jamaica, like the other day, all I could think about is like, I would love to live here, but I know it would be really hard. And I hate that it would be very hard because it
Mm.
shouldn't be. Haiti has been in the news lately. Yeah, government basically saying the gangs must be included or it becomes a farce. Haiti's biggest export was coffee and sugar, and U.S. chose other nations to get it from, crippling Haiti until it gave in. Something sad.
Mm.
No, no, never apologize. This was good. This was very informative because this is really important.
I agree.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Hmm.
That is so true. Which reminds me of a conversation I had with the missus too, because we were talking about the created economy and how eventually, whether we want this to happen or not, that the kids may end up moving back in the house because the way how inflation is set up and the way how, for the most part, most jobs aren't looking stable enough for them to actually get in. Plus the cost of going to college and everything else that comes out with it. We're like, uh, I was like, yeah, you got a point there. Do I want them to come back? No. Do I want them to at least to try on their own? Oh my God. Stop. Stop. There's a story behind that one too, though. But no, it was like, yeah, like I will love for them to try on their own, but at the same time, I also understand that the mess that they're going to get is not going to be worth it at all.
Mm.
It's not. So we were talking about like, well, what do you think we should do? Like, well, if taking accounting in college has taught me anything, it has taught me that owning land is probably the greatest asset anybody could ever have. Point blank, period. So why? Like, well, because land is the only asset that you could buy that never depreciates in value. It don't matter what happens when you purchase it. If you're going to turn around and sell it, it's going to be worth the same. If you add in a bunch of stuff to it, you're going to and do some landscape to the land, it's going to increase the value. So you have the option of putting in the work to the landscape, increase the value of it, turn around and sell it so you can kind of make a profit, or you just sit on it and that's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Like
No, it's
really,
true.
like yeah. And so she was like, well, what about if someone comes and gives them a large lump sum of money? Like, I mean, yeah.
Allegedly has been millions, has spent millions, has earned millions from their plantation in Barbados. I'm surprised they have a plantation in Barbados because that's such a tiny island.
Mm,
Oh, made millions from their plantation.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, same. I wish
All
working was
right,
in yeah.
there we go. That one right there.
I wish, yeah. I also wish Bush wasn't canon either, like Junior, because he was so close to, because Al Gore was so close to beating him, and Al Gore was very like pro environment, like very much like
Mhm.
environmentalist. I was like, man, and especially because it was my state that caused it by like it was like 532 votes. Like that's it. He really just got like a whole president because of that. Like I feel like if anything, it should have just been a whole like just Florida should have just redone the entire election or something. I can't remember if that actually. I don't know. No, I don't think that happened. Cause like that is just I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me when like really big positions like that win by such a little like it goes to show that yeah, voting counts, voting matters, but like I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's like if they redid the election, it's like for just Florida, it'd be like, yeah, you gotta get out and vote. Like people will be like, oh snap, I didn't vote. I really should have. Let me actually go vote to make sure. Because you know damn well there were people at home wishing didn't win, but they didn't vote because reasons, you know, because it was annoying people who didn't vote for the 2016 election, but they didn't want Trump to win. Like,
Come Sway. Make it make sense.
right? Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, you can't pick. Like, you want us to pick the lesser of two evils? I'm like, yeah. Sorry to say, but one of them's gonna win. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, eh,
Yeah, true. Because of the hanging chats. Oh, yeah. Poor Chad. You shouldn't have been hanging. You shouldn't have been hanging with your friends, Chad. You know, he was probably like 10 or something. Or like 8. Cumberbatch's seventh great grandfather, Abraham Cumberbatch, bought 2 large estates in what was then a British colony. The properties would be developed into a sugar plantation. Dang.
hmm.
And I'm sure Benedict gave none of that money back. He just took all of it.
Of course not. Of course.
LA Times, okay. What's the one time I do think voter fraud may have actually happened? I mean, it's that close in the one state where Kennedy's own brother is the governor. That's true. Jeb Bush was president,
Yeah,
was governor at the time. I didn't know that. Oh
yeah.
snap!
I remember that election. I remember that. Actually, I remember watching that election. I'm like, how? How in the world did Bush win by such a small amount? And then when it was saying like yeah, Governor Jeb Bush. I'm like, wait, so George Bush's brother probably has something to do with it? Mm-hmm. Is that the reason why they had to recount like the ballots all over again just to confirm that Bush quote unquote won? Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
and like people weren't as like like people didn't pay attention as much to politics as they do now. So, I mean, I think that was probably like the only positive thing in 2016 because people are like, "Wait, what? Huh? This actually happened?" I'm like, "Yeah, because when a thing could be possible, it could happen." So I don't know what to tell you. Well, actually, they are not asking Benedict for reparations. Okay, I mean, will they just get it from Rihanna since she's apparently living in Barbados? I did not. I didn't. Like, I just found this out. But like, I respect it though. I respect Rihanna. Like, she just came to the U.S., became a billionaire, and then just went home.
Oh man, that's crazy. But hey, get it how you live.
Hmm. I agree. Cumberbatch is that kind of name, though. It's like such old English. Oh, I really feel like Al Gore. I think about that kind of a lot. Sadly enough, especially in our state, Gil, with the hurricanes and it getting insanely hot. Like
Mm-mm.
I think about that sometimes. I don't think he would have solved everything. Like, of course not. But I think we probably would have at least gone down some kind of path that could have led to something better.
Right.
Man.
But probably has some electric cars, but who knows? Because some of these electric cars, mm-mm, I'm not dealing with. But then again, I mean, there are some Teslas. I'm like, okay, I can see myself driving a Tesla, or even like more access to renewable energies and kind of making that a common thing to have instead of just kind of here like here and there, see a solar panel here and there on a house or on the side of a house. Whereas like actually going solar would have probably been the best thing to invest in, as well as probably having like more, yep, have more green jobs that are actually green jobs and not just in words.
Honestly, I'm at the point where I don't even mind a monster in the Democratic Party. Like, because like she could have been the monster to like codify Roe v. Wade. That kind of monster. you know,
Mhm. Yeah,
like to put like you know, it's like younger left leaning people on the Supreme Court, like that kind of monster.
right.
And even if it wasn't like left leaning people that we totally agree with, it's like I don't even have to totally agree with you. I'm tired of that statement. It's like I don't need to feel like I need to grab a beer with you. I don't. Like I just want to feel safe in my own country. That's it. Pray for more rain. Did more rain come? No, Utah, like the governor of Utah was like telling people of like different denominations and different like faiths to pray to, like, you know, whichever god they pray to for rain because that's how bad it was. I was like, damn, I've never, I, I've never seen like a Republican, um, like political leader like mention other like faiths in a positive way. Sold out, independent, whatever would kill his legacy. Mm, gotcha. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. Mm,
Right.
that's true. Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that cars being pretty much the only form of transportation shouldn't have been canon. Because of like how I felt today. Like I got to my therapy 20 minutes late, and it's very annoying when you're like driving somewhere that's only like one lane or two lanes, and both people in the lanes are just driving slow and you can't do anything.
Yep.
Like, so it's like, oh gosh, and like some people are probably just like going to just like pick up some toothpaste or something. Like something small. It's like, well, yeah, they have to go into their car and drive somewhere to go pick up some toothpaste because there's literally no
Right.
other way. I was gonna wait 30 to 45 minutes for a bus to also get stuck in traffic. Sorry, I can go off on this. It just, and like I'm
Oh,
an asshole
Rocky.
driver too. Like I speed swerve in and out of traffic. So like a slow driver, just someone who's driving slower than me, just like drives me up a wall. I just can't. Prayer without works, no bueno. Yeah. Once again, like I'm just saying for cars being the only way. I like it too. Like I would love an Aston Martin. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I would love a
Well, I mean,
McLaren. But
yeah.
but like those luxury vehicles aren't really supposed to be daily drivers. And then sometimes people turn them into daily drivers. Like the only one, I mean, I'm sure it's changed, but maybe up until like maybe like 10, 15 years ago, the only one that was designed to be a daily driver was the Porsches. But, and I remember when I worked in a rich area in South Florida, like you'd see Porsches like, I mean, I would see everything every day. Benzes were a dime a dozen, Benzes and BMWs were like the Honda and Toyota for people. Like Benz's, BMWs were just like, yeah, people's Hondas and Toyotas. And occasionally you'd see Porsches all the time. Occasionally you see a Lamborghini, which was always exciting. Rarely you saw McLarens, but you saw, occasionally you see Ferrari. Very rarely you see Aston Martins. All the time you'd see Maseratis. All the time you see Maseratis. They're almost as common as like the as the Benzes, but I enjoyed it. Like it was fun seeing like those cars, like the i8 BMW, the electric one. Those are hot. Those are really sexy. Um, yeah. Now a lot of people just buy like these big old pickup trucks. Like I saw a Ford Lightning today. Sometimes I see Rivians, which are exciting because they're so cute. I saw a Lucid the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised too. Like they look nice. They look really nice because they're like the luxury electric vehicle it looks. Like
Mhm.
I want to say Maybach, but maybe like Jaguar level, like old school Jaguar.
Okay.
Kind of not like today's I feel like today's Jaguars are very like everyday kind of car.
Mm.
Um it's weird seeing people drive their Rolls Royce Phantoms. Yeah, those are scary because they're huge. I, I saw a Rolls Royce on the highway the other day. I was like, that is that's like a that's like a house on wheels. They're huge.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Mm.
There you go. Lucy looks sexy.
They do. I haven't seen one in real life yet, but just from a lot of the a lot of the ones that are here in Michigan that are on Auto Trade, I'm like, yeah, those are nice. Price tag, I don't know.
Mm,
Not feeling the price tag, but like you said, because of the fact they're on that luxury line, I'm like, I get it.
mm.
I absolutely.
Yeah. No, they look really good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd say they're more on the level of Rolls Royce actually, or Bentley. Bentley. They're on the level like Bentleys in terms of
Yeah.
looks. I would say, yeah. Yeah, Bentleys are. Haven't seen Bentleys in a while. I saw. I think I saw a Bentley like SUV the other day. A Bentley crossover.
Mm.
Like I had to like do a double take. So I was like, I don't think I've ever seen that. Because usually Bentleys are like cars. Speaking of Benzes and historical wrongs, my family left Germany in the 19th century. Are you
Mm.
related to Carl Benz by any chance, Chad? Because he invented the car in like the late 1800s. So that would have been the 19th century. Hot take. I think luxury cars are overrated though. I like about them are the seas with those, but me just like I get that. See, funny enough, I'm on the opposite end. I think only luxury cars should exist. Because you know, because like yeah, like I like my car, but it's just like what you need to go from like point A to B because like we have to drive cars here. Like we don't have a choice. But like if we lived somewhere where like kind of like how it was back in the day when driving a car was like a luxury and you had to go out into the suburbs,
Mhm.
so it's like yeah, I could it's like oh, this person has a car, like, they are like, like they're big money. I think I would like that. Like if you could find like if you made enough money to get a car and you could like get like a Lamborghini, Of course still getting a Lamborghini is still like a big thing, but like you have to drive a car to go to work and like save up and do good and do all this stuff in order to just drive just like yeah, definitely a better vehicle. But I don't know. Like I'd much rather like of course like I'd much rather like work hard for and have like a slew of cars. Because I
Mhm.
guess because I grew up in like the whole MTV Cribs and like the rappers, but they had like just a whole bunch of cars in like their driveway. Like, still would kind of want that. Oh, not at all related. I like build quality. Luxury as a branding is trash. Yeah. Yeah, because once again, not sure if it's changed, but like Porsche is like the only luxury vehicle that's built for a daily driver.
I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, apparently Porsche was about to like fall under until like they created the SUV, the Porsche SUVs. The same thing with
Hmm.
Lamborghini. Lamborghini did the same thing. I don't know if you've seen any Lamborghini SUVs, but they're ugly.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It's, it's just like I'm rich and a mom. Like, okay. that's that's kind of it.
You're right.
Now,
Like,
like,
okay.
yeah, like, but if I was like a kid who was like on the soccer team with like the with like the girl whose mom had like the McLaren, and like she took, she would like drop off and pick up her kid with the McLaren, like I would have remembered that more than like if there was like a McLaren SUV. Like, ugh, I hope not. That sounds disgusting. That sounds disgusting.
Oh man.
Mm.
Oh man. You know, I think the one SUV that's kind of luxury ish that I would like to see in person is the Aston Martin DBX.
Okay, let me actually pull that up. See if I've
Hmm.
seen it. Mm. Like honestly, Aston Martins I can see as also SUVs. Have I seen this? No, I haven't. I have not seen this.
I like I like the way how they look personally. I like the way how they look in some of the racing games that I do own. I've probably come across like a few of them. Like, okay, I could do this one.
Yeah,
This is, and even then, just the name alone, I'm like, why not?
yeah, because
Why not?
that's a cool name for an SUV. I didn't think it was an
Hmm.
SUV. I was like, what could this look like? But like how Aston
Yeah.
Martins are built, like they usually kind of have like a hump kind of look. So
Hmm.
like them becoming an SUV isn't that crazy to me.
Hmm.
But yeah, like I don't know, Lamborghinis becoming SUVs. Porsche I can understand.
Yeah.
Uh but like Lamborghinis, I'm like, what are you doing? I understand why you had to do it, but I wish you didn't have to. Motor drivers I see in way out luxury cars are really old and driving. Yeah, I agree. Same here. Same here in South Florida. A lot of people driving really nice luxury vehicles are old. And that's why I think that would be great. So like old people can enjoy their wealth and drive with like their super fancy car that they've waited their whole life to drive, while we're just like taking the train or the bus and like a or just some other form of transportation where we could just like zoom right past them. Cuz like
Mm.
like they're going out for a drive. That's like a thing for them to do. It's like, like, that's fine. I'd be totally fine with that. I would hate it like if I was young and had a Lamborghini because I'd want to go fast. Like, yeah, but I don't know. I don't think
Yeah.
I'd. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be old with a Lamborghini. I've seen that so many times and I hate it because I'm like, it's weird. Like when you see people in like sports cars and they are not driving it. Like you gotta drive it.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Yes, I am with you. Yes.
But yeah, Toby, I'm so glad you were able to come back on. Do you know what was happening?
No, I mean I use the because usually the same link works. But for whatever reason, the one that you sent recently had like a different ending on the URL. But it
Oh,
shouldn't exactly matter because I used the same link to get on this stream like 2 hours ago, and that was fine. Like the one that wasn't working just recently. It was so I don't really know what that was, and I tried different browsers. I didn't restart, but I was like, it shouldn't be a computer issue because my computer wasn't really having problems the way it has in the past. So, um,
yeah. I mean, that's weird that
but
it's a
I also
different link.
I don't know why it froze. Um, sorry, what was that?
No, I'm wondering why it's a different link. But
Yeah, I don't know why it's a different link. I don't know why it froze, but it looked like you guys it wasn't frozen. Um, like I was like you could see and hear me, but like for like like at least 5 minutes, there was some time where I was just like frozen. And I thought that the whole thing froze, but I could still see comments kind of scrolling. So I was like, huh, am I just like. So then I looked at like the Twitch link and I was like, let me see myself. And then I like waved a bit and I was like, wait, I'm actually there. And I was like, that's really strange.
mm,
Um, so then in that case, I wouldn't have even known that you guys could see and hear me. I thought that I would have been frozen. Um,
yeah, yeah. Like we could see and hear you. Like you were a
Hmm.
little glitchy, but nothing super crazy. Um, like
so I couldn't hear anything.
oh, okay.
Like when it was frozen on my end, I couldn't hear anything. Everyone was frozen in place, all three of us. And I had to like, so then I was like, what's going on here? Because I posted, I think, in the chat, but I don't think it was going through either there. Um, until I posted like on Twitch. But at that point, I had already, I think, cut off. So yeah, sorry that technical things were being a little strange.
No,
Um,
no worries. Funny enough, at the beginning of this stream, we were just talking about how everything's just weird for the like, past month. It just and Mercury is just not in retrograde. It's just weird. It's like, but
yeah.
yeah, before Mercury decided to just retrograde for you and only you, um,
Hmm.
we asked, like, what was a canon event in your life that you wish didn't happen? And chat, you can answer this as well. I'll write it in the chat.
I got
Oh,
one.
Okay.
I know. Um, Huh. I don't know. I feel like now I just roll with all the punches and I just kind of continue going forward. I mean, it was not great that my car got totaled 2 years ago on my birthday weekend. That was pretty terrible because I had to go 8 months without a car and I spent a lot of money on rental cars that I shouldn't have spent. Maxed out a lot of credit cards. It was not a good time.
Mm.
Financial things were not going very well. And um, but I mean, everything kind of leads to something new, right? So whatever. I have a new car, better car. Um,
Papa
Losing my
Jones.
job last November was not great, but have a better job. In a position that's probably going to actually be a lot better growth for me. So that's nice. Um, I don't know. There was some instances where, definitely had people who maybe I was like too given and took advantage. That was like probably 3 years ago, or 2.5 years. It was like summer, fall 2021. That was not great, but lessons learned, and we kind of move on. And you always kind of watch yourself and who you decide to trust. So, I mean, there were some maybe canon events that were more personal that were less than great, but I've kind of moved on from them all and taken lessons from them. Um, and definitely have been in a better place in a lot of ways. So I think I don't dwell too much on as many of those less than great canon events. I mean, there's like world things like I don't know. I think I've also been grateful that I haven't had like as many close to home problems. Like like loved ones passing or things that have been very tragic. Like there's maybe been some who for mind, and that can definitely be maybe tough to deal with. But again, they're things that you just kind of like take in stride. And yeah, it's lagging a lot right now,
Yeah,
but
it just came back for me.
I don't know if
You're
I'm
here.
coming
You're
through.
here.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. Metal Guard, my birth. Okay.
That's very rock and roll, Chad.
Oh man. Um. Yeah. I guess I can't think of like too many crazy things. We're still here. The TMC is still here. There's no
Mhm.
canon event that's happened of TMC breaking up. So, you know, there's a lot. TMC is still canon. Our existence is still canon. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But cheers.
And we have
Cheers
this.
to that.
Yes, swirl the
Salute.
little glass. Salute. A good death. This was Black Girl Magic wine that I had like for years and then not opened.
Okay.
Um, I think the cork started, but I was like, let me start using it. So last night I poured myself a bunch, but I didn't really drink it. I just kind of went to bed, and so I'm like, let me start to like sip on it because I don't really want to carry it around much. And since it was technically okay, it's more popped right now, but like it was maybe a little bit down. So if I push it down a little bit, yeah, it was about something like this. Which is like not bad, but it's just like I wouldn't want to like give that to someone or like bring it to something where it's like it looks like it was opened. Like I'd never had opened it, drank from it, but it was just yeah. But yeah, Black Girl Magic, McBride Sisters, red blend. This is a bit of a drier red. But it's a blend. It's not the most dry, but it's definitely not like a sparkling red or super sweet red. They have a rosé and a Riesling, which are sweeter. Well, the rosé for sure. The Riesling, I'm not sure how sweet. How it's a white wine, but I don't know how. I don't remember how sweet or dry it is. But in any case, yeah, happy Women's History and post belated Black History Month, International Women's Day, all that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
There
happy
you
belated to me, I guess. TMC brought to you by Black Girl Magic. Yay!
go. I love it. I love
That's not good.
That's hilarious, actually.
I don't even know how it would feel just to see like a glimpse into like 15 minutes of something that like, you know, I guess didn't happen. Like I guess that's like you know, if I chose like going to like University of Central Florida instead of Florida State or something cuz I initially
it.
wanted to go to UCF, but they deferred me. They wanted to see like more of my grades or whatever, and I was like, well, Florida State accepted me, so I guess I'll just go there. And then
Mm.
months later, I got an acceptance letter from UCF, and I'm like, huh. Sometimes I think about like, what happened?
Yeah, yeah. It's those weird. I don't know, not serendipity. Like the kind of like this led me to going here, and if I wasn't here, I wouldn't have had this life journey. I don't know. It's also not trippy, but it's just like so weird to think about sometimes. And it's just like, yeah, I'm where I need to be. I didn't expect to always be where I am, but it is, it's good that I kind of, I don't know. I mean, some people definitely have set like voiced regrets, like, yeah, I wish I didn't go to this school. I wish I went elsewhere. I've had people definitely say that to me when I was at various institutions. But for me, I'm like, hey, I was here and I did what I needed to do. With my student loans, that's real though. That's real, Gil. Um, that's real. Oh, I know what canon event I wish wasn't real. selling Dogecoin and taking a horrifically, I'm not going to say how much, but a horrifically high loss. And now, if I hadn't sold when I sold, to be honest, if I waited a few weeks, I would have like broken even. But like for months, there was no movement, so I was like, I have to sell and recoup any semblance of a loss, recoup like whatever. But I was like, I couldn't have waited. Like I was literally like using money I should not have been using to invest, which is obviously rule one number one. But I was in a different place where I thought I was going to YOLO and get stop working. Or I don't know. I was like, I'm going to get rich and stop working. Now I think that was what it was. But right now there's been a crypto high, and so this is a great Canon event that I'm enjoying currently. So I'm enjoying the Canon event of because I have other holdings that I've been like liquidating slowly but surely. But I also don't want to like I don't want to like because I don't want to miss out on the next because things are good and I don't want to like sell everything, which I don't plan to. But so I'm just trying. I'm just doing whatever I can do now. But I would definitely say there are some questionable financial choices, and those were not great Canon events.
Mm-hmm.
But Chad, what I was gonna say really quickly was, um, I mean, it doesn't. I don't know the exact everything's that are in here. It does say that our red blend is smooth, voluptuous, and full-bodied, with flavors of cherry and plum, cedar and vanilla. All I could think about was
Black women.
I like my woman like I like my I like my black I like my woman like I like my black girl magic. Voluptuous and full bodied. All of the above, honestly. Um there's
Yeah.
some kind of joke about cherries. There's some kind of joke about cherries as well. There, I'm sure. And plum. I don't know. There's a lot of jokes to be made, but
Yeah, right. They knew what they were doing.
If you know, you
but it
know.
doesn't show the exact like I'm not sure if I the literal thing. Sorry, you guys broke a little bit. What was that?
Oh, I
It
said they knew
lagged.
they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they definitely knew. I've seen the full bodied, so that's fine. But voluptuous, like, come on now, like, like they were having fun with that one.
Like whoever went to like a wine tasting is like, what do you taste? Yeah, I taste like definitely a full-bodied wine. It's like voluptuous. I'm like, it's like it's like okay, I have what you're having. That's
Mhm.
voluptuous wine.
This wine seems really, really curvy, really thick, dumb thick,
Right?
like you said
Yeah.
earlier. Yeah,
Yes.
Got like a wine with a dump truck, like like a Disney mom,
wait, what? Is this a thing?
like a Pixar mom rather.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I actually have heard about this. Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is it's literally a wagon wine. Wagon. Yeah. Wine with a wagon. Wine with a wagon. There you go. WWW. WQ.
Wagon. I love it.
Yes. Yes. We
Wine
got
with a
time
wagon.
today. We got
Wine with a wagon.
time today. Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Like something a sommelier would say.
I
the
think so.
all the, you know,
Like a sommelier on his first day would say that. And then like, yeah, I'll never say that again. Voluptuous. Like
it's like what are we learning in sommelier school?
right. Like I'll just be looking at everybody else in the wine tastings like, did he really just say that? Like how am I supposed to react to this? How am I supposed to take him seriously?
I think I was just at a wine tasting because I don't think I actually even mentioned what this one. I went to a wine tasting. Um, oh no, I can't even see. Windows 11 is not my friend right now. Oh, okay. You have to scroll up. So they changed the calendar and the viewing of certain things. My computer forced restarted to Windows 11. Um, I think by the time last stream happened, that was the first time I had seen it. So I remember I did a wine tasting like maybe the first week of February or second, the first full week, which was right before I started my new job. And so a friend of mine, I guess she has this wine club, Cooper Hawks, if you're familiar. I
Mm-hmm.
never really heard, but or maybe I had, but it was a nice thing. We went. She was an old coworker from my last job, and she's also a black woman, and that was cool. Like I hadn't really done a real wine tasting. I'd never been to a winery. I'd been to a brewery, maybe two, and I've been to one distillery that closed unfortunately recently. But I went like during COVID, 2021, end of 2021, so kind of like a not post COVID per se, but it was a place that had opened probably, or at least was a place that existed that didn't exist before when I was in high school, at least. So, any case, yeah, wineries, wine tasting. I mean, that was not like super fancy. It's pretty chill. But I'm like, imagine going to like a real wine tasting with real wines, wine. Yeah.
Some apple bottom. Some boots with the
Oh,
fur.
yeah. Literally, I was thinking, pretend in order to hit on someone at a wine tasting. Yo, that's actually so funny, Chad. Too, you're like you're trying to pretend, but you're also trying to be very like explicit. Like you just kind of pull up with your arm, like like that like look where you just kind of like have your shoulder on your elbow on the table, and you're like, so I like my wines very voluptuous. You just like pull up like the most douchebaggy way and just
Worse.
thinks of someone,
Yeah.
and you start describing the wine in type very explicit ways, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, just look at whoever like he's gonna look at whoever he's hitting on right in the eye. Just like very pointedly. It's like, yeah, this wine tastes very voluptuous. I would say it's full bodied. It's like, oh god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's funny. I
from
love
a
it.
Coke bottle.
Uh, Ron, I think you have a Canon event that you wish.
Ooh. Okay, mine would be um in an event that shouldn't have happened is Pluto being downgraded from a planet to a
Mm,
moon.
I thought it was a dwarf planet or something. Was,
Well,
is that technically a moon?
technically, they downgraded it to a. It went from planet to dwarf planet. Then they officially said, "No, it's a moon because it's being affected by some other gravitational pull outside of our solar system."
Oh my, that's very interesting. And also, like, I would like to know what it is being like, because it was
They
discovered in I
don't
think
know.
1932. It's like, oh, this is another planet, and
Yeah.
then just within the past like 15 years, I think 15, 20 maybe, it's like, oh, that's not a planet. Actually, it's a moon.
Huh.
Like, how did and even then when when I heard it, I had to be like either a junior or a senior in high school, or I had just graduated high school. I'm like, what do you mean Pluto is not a planet? Pluto is a planet. It's always been a planet.
It's not a planet. No.
that's what that's what made Pluto so special. Pluto was not like all the other planets. It was its own unique planet. It was like, yeah, I'm doing my own thing. Leave me alone. Don't bother me. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm like, yes, Pluto, you are awesome.
Now
It's
I want
like,
to know
nah.
like what the other solar system thinks of Pluto. Like, what does it think? Maybe Pluto
What do you
exists in
think?
the alternate universe where like Al Gore was president, and it's just like doing this.
Man, I was crushed. I'm like, man, stop it. Like, just leave Pluto alone. Pluto ain't did nothing to nobody.
And yet it did everything to everybody.
Pluto did nothing to nobody but just exist.
Right.
Apparently, apparently, man, come on.
Huh?
But yeah, go ahead.
Now, what did you say? It's apparently what?
I was saying like Pluto did Pluto didn't do anything to nobody, but apparently it ruffled somebody's feathers in NASA.
Yeah.
Hmm,
No, somebody just decided to be an aerospace engineer, join NASA because they just had some beef with Pluto.
right.
Clear. Shade me through them.
Man, listen, like, hey, yo, like Pluto, I ain't got nothing against you. Your residents, I got nothing against y'all at all. But if y'all want to take out everybody else who dissed y'all, by all means, go for it. I want to see the smoke. Swing it my way, swing it somebody else's way. I just want to see the smoke. Sorry, Neptune.
Mm, like
Mm.
we had a sailor Pluto, which I think was like the strongest one, and at least I guess second to Moon. Like, what's it called? Astrologists still talk about Pluto. It's like, people's zodiac signs are ruled by Pluto. And I'm like, it's like so, because it's not like anybody else's planet is ruled by like Juno. Like, and does our moon even have a name? I don't think it does. It's just moon.
Boom.
It's a
Man.
good question, actually.
That's a bird now.
Earth's moon has an official name. Moon. What? It says that is its literal name.
It could
Well,
be
the Greeks call
Luna.
it Selene. Oh,
Something.
like Celestia. And then the Romans called it Luna. I mean, yeah, sure. So I guess some of those those different root names used to be the name of the moon.
But that
Um,
just translates to moon, though. Like,
yeah,
that's like calling a
I'd
cat
say Luna.
Gato. It's like, oh, the name's Gato. It's like, you mean cat?
Uh,
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
like I guess our sun could be soul, but then soul translates from Latin to sun.
Sun, right? Yeah.
So, but I guess sun is like other stars aren't necessarily called sun. Like I don't know if sun is a term that's used in other systems, I should say, in other galaxies and other. Um,
Yeah, I think so. I think
so that
like it's just called the sun. But yeah, yeah. I don't think like other galaxies or solar systems have like a name for like their other suns. I could be wrong, but I think they just like talk about the solar systems. Like, oh, this solar system is called whatever the heck, and it rotates around its sun like this. I don't think it says like it rotates around. I don't know. Crypto, kryptonite. Like it's just called sun. It's sun.
Moon is a pop star. I was
Right.
just thinking when you said pop star, I was like, hold on, I've seen this before. Kirby and the Crystal Shards, or whatever game it was, um, where you had literal pop star.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. And
Planet Pop Star from, but maybe that's the home of Kirby in general. That might not be just that game. I think that's just Kirby's homeworld.
because like our planet has a name, it's Earth, and like sometimes we say like the world, which refers to Earth.
Mm.
Like, but we couldn't give our moon a name. It's just Moon.
It's Terra and Terra for science fiction. Yeah, gotta love a Terra.
Like Earth isn't just called planet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point actually.
I'd be so
I guess you could say
mad.
Terra.
Like we live on planet. It's one of like 8, 9 planets in the solar system. You know, next to us is Mars. It just has a name. And there's Venus and Mercury. We're just planet.
We
It's
just
made of.
exist.
It's like Bird Box or whatever, where Sandra Bullock's character would call the children boy and girl, and I'm like, I was just thinking like, what if you like have a girlfriend and you just literally in your phone's name and you just refer to her as girlfriend, like how would she feel? Like that's perfectly normal, right? Hi, girlfriend, and you just literally. I mean, obviously, if you address someone saying like this is my girlfriend, that's fine. But if you literally just call them girlfriend in your phone, girlfriend. I mean, some people do like have
Yeah.
adorable names, I guess, in their phone, like Bay or Babe or something. But like
All right.
for the most, I don't know. I feel like it would still be strange to be like this person just they don't have an identity. It's our girlfriend. Real name or
I don't know.
nickname
Like,
here.
I don't think it's. I mean, I guess I could understand like babe for like, cause like girlfriend, but I've seen like people with the name who just put like wife in their phone for like
Mm.
their wife or like
Oh,
hubby.
that's yes,
So
that's actually yeah.
yeah, but like
I
I
guess
don't know,
that's
just
not
like
bad.
also like we just have like mom or dad in our phones. So
Yeah, I just thought of that. Brother or
yeah,
sister. Brother and sister sounds like very formal, like I'm playing Soul
right.
Calibur or something. And because I think there was like some brother or sister, someone who referred to their brother or sister, or they had like a character who was their brother, and they'd be like, "Sister, show me the way," or "Brother, show me the way." And I guess
Yeah.
that's all like called like your actual sibling, brother or sister. I guess people say bro or sis, but that's I don't know, that's still very different. It's I don't
Mm.
know. I guess the idea of a moon just feels so um because of how formal like science is. It's like why would there not be another name in like the formal not lexicon but like whatever you kind of call like the taxonomy, I guess, whatever. Boy.
Yeah, no, he killed it. Yeah, Kratos just did not want a kid. Clearly, he was and like the wife dies, the mother dies, and he's like, all right, come here, boy. All right,
Oh,
and the boy was
what do
just
you
like,
got?
sorry, like the boy was just like a kid doing like he was great. He was just doing kid stuff, and like he just was not having it. But I don't blame him at the same time. I was like, oh boy.
Boy, get down here. Boy, hear this ship. Boy, go to sleep. I'm not tired. Boy, get out there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have my boyfriend's first and last name in my phone, and he just has my first name.
That's
I put
interesting.
yeah, I put first and last name for everybody. I have y'all's first and last name in my phone too.
Wait, my is that just Toby? Tobe?
Yeah, I believe so. I
Yeah.
don't think I did Tabechuku.
I have some friends with the first and full last name, which is actually interesting because friends of mine who I don't even have another friend with that name, like a friend Alexa, right? Not incredibly uncommon, but not common enough that I have multiple Alexas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yet I have her full first and last name. Some other friends of mine who are also not very common, like one friend Shelby. I mean, not that I don't know other Shelbys, but I just don't have contacts like that. I only have her first name, but I could have put her last name. It's actually kind of interesting why like some people happen to have first and last. I mean, sometimes it's convenience, or it's like it makes sense because if the name's too common. Then it might be first name last initial. That's pretty common. Um, but then other people, it's like, yeah, I have your full government name here. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But I never God of War.
For whatever reason, for like one of my sisters, I just have her first name. But for everybody else, it's like the first and last name. Like, I even go pretty heavy with it. Like, if I have a friend who got married and changed their last name, like, I will have their first name, their new last name, and then in parentheses, their old last name. Because of
Yeah.
however it is when I'm searching for somebody, like, if I can't remember, then it's like,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
God, boy. My fiance's whole name. We had a fight about it. Oh, I just saw your thing, Chad. That's interesting. Huh. And a bunch of exaggerated titles. So wait, you did that to be petty, adding those extra titles, or was that actually something she was happy about? Because that's actually kind of hilarious and dangerous if you did that out of pettiness, Chad.
I'm going pettiness for 500, Alex.
500, yeah. Like put Sama, like put a bunch of honorifics, like Japanese honorifics. Just
That's funny.
Hmm.
Oh, now I remember why I just have my sister's first name. Because when she had a house phone, the house phone was under her full name. But now she doesn't have a house
Hmm.
phone. So now I just have her cell, which is just her first name.
That makes sense.
Because this was back in the day when, like, I don't think you could put like multiple like numbers under one contact or anything. But
I see. The first and
Yeah.
only. Except, oh man, oh man, danger, danger.
Not, if used correctly, it was not.
That's funny. You should put for your fiance's name like the only, and then her name, the number one, the so and so.
She was number one.
Yeah.
The one and only. So just be extra petty. Like,
Smitty Werbenjanger Man Jensen. I knew I forgot
yeah.
this stupid name.
And that was so funny because it ended up being an actual person who was number one. Yeah, Smitty Norman Jaegerman Jensen.
Like, no, I'm straight.
Mm. Mm.
Hell, do you have a Canon?
Um, yeah, I have. I have a few like some canon events that I wish didn't happen, but it's like one of those things where it's like, I guess I'm like thinking like in my personal life,
Hmm.
um, because they sort of, well, not sort of, like they definitely help mold me into like the person I am today, and it's like like one of those things where it's like, if it didn't happen, like where would I be? But it's like
Mm,
if I had to choose, like if I were to go back in time, I would like not have like, for example, like my cousin passing away 10 years ago in a car accident. Like, yeah, if I could go back in time and somehow prevent that, I would have. Um,
Mm.
your petty make it maximally annoying and too endearing to be mad at. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. But
I- Go ahead, Al.
yeah, like, like that's like they say that there's like, like we have like a before and after
Mm.
in our lives, like when you start to say like, oh, like, this happened like before my cousin passed away, or this happened, my other canon event that I wish didn't happen, but I also like, I guess in this case, like I'm glad it did, and I don't think I would actually go back in time and change anything. It was like when my parents split up and my mom moved in with me back in 2019.
Mm.
That's something that
Mm,
was definitely like something that didn't I wish it didn't happen the way it did. I should say. Like, I'm happy that they divorced. I just wish they didn't. I wish I didn't. She didn't have to move in with me. Like,
Mm.
his name in his contacts. Oh my god.
Context friend of traveler.
Imagine like seeing that come up in like, like your car if it has a screen and it shows the name. That's like the only time you'd actually see the whole thing.
oh
Or you have like
yeah.
those pods, whether an AirPod or a Samsung Bud or Galaxy, whatever. And it's just like it just reads the whole name, or even your car speaker just reads the whole name. Because that my phone will do that. Will be like, this person is calling. Do you want to pick it up? If I'm like driving, um, and that would be extremely obnoxious if it's like you just start reading the whole thing. Like it doesn't even get to the do you want to pick it up because the ringtone it stops. Like it stops ringing by the time you get to the end of the name because it's just so long. Because they're listening
Oh,
on Bluetooth.
hey, AB Julia.
Yeah.
Hey
Oh
Julia.
snap!
Yeah,
Hello.
long time no see. What class are you
Yes.
taking right now?
Mhm.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening to us even though you're in class. Hopefully
Yes.
you're learning more from us than you are from, well, actually, if the class is for like, getting like a certificate, you definitely should be paying attention. um but yeah, like, yeah, I wish like my mom, moving in with me wasn't the case. Like, it was just like a lot. Oh, okay. Becoming like a massage therapist, a masseuse.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Um, what else was a canon event that I wish wasn't? Um, yeah, I would say like, yeah, the biggest one would definitely be, well, second biggest technically. My biggest would be my cousin dying, but then the second biggest would be my mom moving in with me for sure, because I feel like those are like the two big things that just really just changed the trajectory of my life and like had like the biggest impact for
Mm.
sure. It's like at least in recent memory. Um, a canon event. Honestly, like uh getting nosebleeds. I wish wasn't like. how much like that wasn't just a thing that happens to me. Fortunately, it's slowed down drastically, and I think it's due to me. I don't know if this is gross, but I'm sure not everyone does this. But I've been flossing my teeth every day for like about a year and a half, and it
Mm.
seems to have just. I've never read it anywhere that flossing teeth can help prevent or stop nosebleeds, but
Right.
I mean, I could. I assume I have like that's the only thing do can to make that happen. So yeah, I guess at the end of the day, like everything is a canon event. So you can't really, you can't really like say. Let me. Yeah, I get a chance to edit this. Let's. Aaron had to step out for a second. El segundo. I just edit this. But yeah, I'm trying to think like what else. I feel like those are probably like the biggest ones. Um, yeah, yeah, but yeah, no, like pretty much like what Chad said. Like everything kind of has to happen, or else or else we wouldn't be where we are, today. Hmm. Like even Trump becoming president. Like I wish it wasn't a canon event, but it did help people get more into politics, so that's good,
Yep. And
including
it even brought
myself.
us together. Because
Yeah.
would there have even been the need of the movement if not for, like, it was just Clinton president? I don't even know really what would have happened. Like, would it have been like what we're seeing now with Biden? But also you would have had the pandemic, which I'm sure would have been handled a million times better. I don't know. Like, it's just interesting to think
Hmm.
about. Like, Trump being president was not what I would have. It's definitely not what I voted for. It's not what I imagined. But then it's like it sprung a lot of people into action and kind of moved the ball on some things that otherwise might not have. Um, so it is definitely an interesting thing.
Hmm. Yeah. No, it's true. Like I guess like it is hard to like really pinpoint. Like what they always say, like after the dusk comes the dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like there's always, I guess, like a good thing even after a very terrible thing, a very tragic thing, because like admittedly, like after my cousin died, like he and I were the same age. I'm sure I've mentioned this, but
Mm,
like he and I were the same age. We were both 22 at the time, and like I just felt like I hadn't done anything, and like I hadn't even been on a plane, and like I was
mm,
just thinking of like a lot of the things that I just haven't experienced because of just being too scared. So I was just like, I have to start living because this is like insanity. Like I didn't have a car, I didn't, I was like still a virgin. Like I never even like seen snow. I haven't like, like fallen in love. Like there was just like so much to life that I hadn't even like experienced, and just to think like that, like I know like it kind of sounds selfish, but like, or I don't know, just I don't even know if selfish is the correct term. Apparently, sometimes according to my therapist, I use the term selfish incorrectly. um,
Mm.
but it was just like I really truly wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for him. Like I
Mm.
really don't think so. And it's absolutely terrible that he had like he passed away like it's the worst kind of realization to have cuz you feel guilty like
How old were you both when that happened?
22.
Okay.
Yeah. And like when you're 22 or 23 or 24, um like, and when thinking about that, like you feel grown, like you feel like an adult because you technically are and everybody says that you are.
Mm.
But thinking back now, it's like, yeah, I was very young. He was insanely young. And because like I see like people in like their early 20s now, and it's like, yeah, you still have like so much growing up to do. Not even necessarily like living. It's like you just have growing up to do. You haven't grown up yet. And it's like, yeah, like I don't really know what to say or exactly how to convey like my thoughts and feelings. It's just like I really wish there was like a way, like, and granted, like, yeah, like he and I like weren't necessarily like close, but like he was my cousin. Like I see him on like holidays and everything. But I really wish there was like a way to like tangentially like have him still be alive and have me still like live and pursue the things that I ended up having the goal to pursue.
Mm.
Like doing improv and stand up and like sticking up for myself. That happened a lot. um I remember, yeah, it was the year 2015, and I'm guarantee I mentioned this here several times. I talk about it a lot. Like, this was definitely like a canon event for me when
Mm.
it was like pretty much like the only year, the first year where I actually stuck to my New Year's resolution, which was to stop giving any more fucks. And like, I didn't want to not say the F words, like, I had to. And I was just doing things for me and like not trying to really think about the consequences. There were times when I definitely did, yeah, but I just kept trying to just move and go and just push and just live and just do the things that like I keep thinking about doing but never doing,
Mm.
and just feeling like I'm at a standstill, thinking that XYZ is in my way, or I need X to do Y, when all of that was just in my head. So I was
Mm.
just, figuring things out, joining in like an improv classes, learning how to do that, meeting great people, um, doing stand up because that's something I've always wanted to do, and just doing that and actually doing it well and, just opening up and just being myself more because I just felt very, um, like very just kind of shot down. Like I didn't have a voice. So it was great to just do that. But like, it's like, I really wish I could just be able to do that and have my cousin be alive. Like, it's, yeah,
Real talk.
yeah,
For real.
yeah.
For real.
No, but it's hard. Like, yeah, yeah.
It's. I think someone. This was Chad's thing about regret, or even just like turning back the clock, especially when it comes to loss. Like that's extraordinary tough for sure. Extraordinarily. Um.
Mhm.
So, and of course, to Iran as well, since it's very recent for you, and those type of things can those type of thoughts. I mean, I think now, I mean, we're always getting get older, of course, but we're also a bit older right now, where maybe you've done more things in life that you maybe aren't quite as regretting as much. Like I haven't done as much, but I'm sure that those thoughts always happen where it's like, have I lived my life to the fullest? And then you have this person in
Mm,
your life, then you don't, and then you kind of wonder. I don't know. I feel like it does make your life flash before your eyes, and you kind of reevaluate everything. So,
yeah, yes, yes. Like I can actually back up L's point. Not even with my aunt, just my neighbor's brother. Me and him, we were pretty much about the same age. I got him beat by like maybe a couple years, if that. And I remember talking to him, laughing, joking, and kidding around, and anything else. It was pretty much like either that week or the week prior, was the last time I saw him. He was like, "Yeah, you'll see me a little bit more and everything." I was like, irregardless whether I see you here at the church, wherever, it's always good to see you. Like I enjoy your presence, I enjoy hanging around with you, laughing with you, and everything else. You know, and when I got the call or the message that he passed, I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Like, ain't no way,
Mhm.
ain't no. I was literally just talking to this man, not even about a week ago. Like, seriously, you mean to tell me he's not here? And that hit hard.
Mhm.
That hit hard because I'm like, ain't no way.
Mhm.
Ain't no he was just thought about my car and reminiscing on how his ex had a car similar to mine. And
mm,
yeah, he's like, you got to be careful because I know the holes in my car is going to be a lot. Just make sure you keep on your P's and Q's. Don't really go stuff like, yeah, laugh and joke. Like, I know what I'm getting myself into. Which is the reason why I bought the car in the first place because I already know.
Mhm.
He was like, "Yeah." I'm like, dude, yeah. I'm like, you know, I know what I'm getting myself into. I know what I want to do with this car and anything else. And so by the time everything is all good and done, I'll be good, you know? Um, but yeah, like I said, when he passed, it was just one of those things. Like I said, it just hit me like in a totally different way. I'm like, man, that sucks.
Mhm.
That absolutely sucks. And the crazy thing about it was he was telling he actually he had rode his motorcycle down to his brother's house. We were sitting around talking. He was like, "Yeah." He said, "Man," he said, "if you want to hop on and take me to the church, like right up the street from the house," he was like, "You can." I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to do that." He said, "Why not?" I'm like, "That's your bike. That's your baby." The last person who told me I could ride their motorcycle, and again, me and him, we were super tight. He said that if I dropped this bike, me and him was gonna fight like right then and there. And like knowing you and your motorcycle, like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not. He said, man, he said, listen, he said, it's real simple, it's real easy. I'm like, dude, you have no idea. This is your bike. And if I drop your bike and it gets scratched up, dented up in any shape or way, I know you gonna feel some type of way. Tell me I'm wrong. He sat there, he thought about it, he laughed, he said, nah, you ain't wrong. I'm like, I know. That's why I'm no. Respectfully, no. I'd rather get my own bike and if I drop it, I drop it. That's on me. I'm not gonna do that to yours. Nah. I got
Mm-hmm.
way too much respect for you to do that. You know. And again, it's just those moments where it's like it's just gonna be different. And even still now talking about it, still it just hits different now. Knowing that, especially like on a day like today, knowing that he would be out on his motorcycle, just cruising down the streets and then just parking in front of his brother's house, and me coming out talking to him, and just the three of us talking together. Yeah, it's gonna hit real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you were telling us about him.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I guess.
That sounds familiar.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. But and again, we all gotta get there. It's just it's unfortunate his day got called up a little bit too sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's scary. Like, it's like, it's just one of those things that you just never want to, like, it's not even necessary. Like, you may, like, think about it occasionally, it may cross your mind, but it's like you don't want to think about it. But also, most of the time, it's like it doesn't even cross your mind that something like
Mm.
this could even happen.
Mhm.
No.
Mm.
Agreed. Definitely agree.
Yeah. And it's just like the finality of death is like is the hardest part to process because it's like you know because it's like you it's like oh but for how long though and it's like oh I'm like no like forever like this is just how it is just forever like you have like that brief stupid thought of like it's yeah it's like it's the finality of it that I can't get over. Like
Mm.
it's very hard to really like swallow.
Mhm.
Yeah, it gets very trippy or very heavy, right? I do think about it more. Again, I think I've been very blessed, grateful that I haven't had really a lot of close people pass. Even my grandparents, they, were in Nigeria. We never saw them, except once when I was like 5 years old. And so, I do think about it as we get a bit older. Like as I grow older and I approach 30, and people get older than that, people are mostly healthy currently, but there's always the potential for something to happen, especially unexpectedly. So
Mm,
it is a very strange kind of thing to think about.
yeah,
Oh
which is
yeah.
one of the reasons why I really don't like cars
Mm,
because it's one of those things where I'm like I see car accidents like all the time, on the way to
Mhm.
work and coming back, and like they're most likely going to work or something, and it's like your whole life could just change. It's not even necessarily death. It could be like a serious injury that you can't, fully heal from. And it could have just been you going to work, just like something so mundane that you just have to do, and like this is just something that can happen. Like it it really pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and yeah, I mean, I do want to highlight. I mean, this is going to sound ironic and contradictory to what I just said, but um, the biggest thing for me is how we behave. The best form of regret is reflective. What should I have done? Which it's like, yeah, like I do remind myself that like my cousin did die doing what he loved, which was racing his car. Um, and he unfortunately crashed it with somebody like in the passenger seat too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and it, but like he'd always be like fixing up his car, doing things with his car, and you know, so like that was something that he was incredibly passionate about and something that he loved, and it just like I think about that, you know, oftentimes when I'm like driving to work, I'm like, it's like you can always like something can just tragically happen to you, and you could be doing something that you you could just be unhappy and miserable, and then this could just happen to you, and then life would just, I guess, be worse, or you'll just find like a completely different perspective on things. Yeah, so none of them can last forever, but the more than life. Yeah, and also just like living in the present too is, and being happy for what you know what you did experience with this person, or
Mhm.
yeah, like life is crazy. Um,
Correct.
but
Ultimately brings us something that we're always.
I,
Yeah, Chad, you were dropping some bars right there. Both
yeah,
things. Well, honestly, all three. Um,
yeah, but sadly, this is gonna be a weird tangent or like weird thingamabob. I can't remember the term.
the segue.
Segue, thank you. But another thing that's unfortunately a canon event is bringing our stream to a close.
Yep.
Yeah. But of course, thank you all so much for watching. Y'all are amazing and incredible as always. It's always great chatting with you all in the on the streams. It's a a canon event that I enjoy
Mm,
very, very much, and I hope you all enjoy it too, because you guys are all incredible and amazing, and we love having you all in our lives. Definitely, those of you lurking, please join our Discord. My mom always
yes.
says, "Life is what happens when you're planning something else." Yeah, that's so true, Rocky. That is so true. Oh my God, that should just be
Yeah.
on a shirt or a billboard or tattooed on everyone's forehead.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true. Like, like when I dislocated my shoulder, like I was, learning how to swim properly, and then life just happened to me, and like everybody I tell that to, like, still can't believe it. It's like, yeah, I can't believe it either. Considering like swimming is usually an exercise people use to heal from injuries, not really get an injury. But yeah, y'all, thank you all so much for watching. We put the Discord invite in the chat. guys, Chad, Rocky, Gil, B. Julia, Mish,
Yes.
um, and all the lurkers and anybody else that I missed. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you all in 2 weeks, and as always, you can chat with us and hang out with us in the Discord. All right, y'all have.
Yes. And I was gonna say real quick that banner at the bottom. I was like, this is like the Oscar music playing us off.
Oh, thanks for watching.
Like, yeah, there's the Oscar music or the visuals. It's like the stream news. It was time to cut us off.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like it sucks, but it's midnight. It's after midnight, and we
I'm surprised we won't. So.
yeah. But as you know, like the entire country is jet lagged because
Talk.
of daylight savings.
That's what it is, L. Yes.
Mm.
Right, I should have been a couch potato. That's what I was like. Why do I want to exercise? It's like, because I want to be a healthy, like elderly person.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought swimming was a good, was a good exercise.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Um,
much love.
Much love to you too.
Yeah.
Much love to you too.
love,
Oh,
love you.
Man,
Bring the hook.
bring the hook.
Sympathy on kicking in 3, 2, 1.
What? What is what was the countdown for? Is he commenting? He's about to comment something or something? Let's see.
Oh no, it was called a sympathy yawn. When one person's yawning, and then another person starts yawning, and another person starts yawning, starts a whole chain of reaction.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that's what you said.
Bring the hook, hook, line, anchor.
Yeah. Alrighty, y'all. Y'all have a great night. We'll see y'all soon.
Yes. See
See
ya.
everybody soon.